Hey Internet, Eric here. Welcome to Marvelous May. If you're new to the concept or if you're continuing it, welcome back. Marvelous May, what would I say? If you're new to the gimmick, every month on this channel, specific type of film being discussed every month. Marvelous May, Marvel movies that are not part of the MCU. Last video I did was on the original Blade movie. Let's get right to it. We're talking Blade 2. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 2001, 2002. I don't know. Anyways, we're now following Blade, who has rescued Whistler. You know, you think Whistler is dead at the end of the first film. Whistler is alive. He has been held captive and tortured by vampires. After he is rescued, Whistler and Blade go... Whistler and Blade, along with Blade's new I guess you would say, tech guy, Scud, I think his name, played by Norman Reedus. They are all hired by this old-timey vampire to join a group of vampire fighters led by Ron Perlman. They join forces to try to stop and eradicate this new breed of creature that isn't necessarily vampire, but is like they feed on the blood of humans and vampires. They hate vampires, yada yada yada. You get it. Once the vampires are eradicated, they're gonna go after humans. So that's why the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of deal. That's Blade 2. Very rare does a sequel surpass the original, in my opinion. Empire Strikes Back, Aliens, Friday the 13th Part 2, Blade 2. This one is great, and I like it better than the first one. Directed by Guillermo del Toro. First off, Wesley Snipes, still the same badass he was. We get to see, in my opinion, more of his martial arts. We get to see, he's got the same attitude, but we get to see a little bit more cockiness because he plays off of Ron Perlman very well. Ron Perlman, we'll just get right to it. Ron Perlman's always the same fucking character in every movie. He's always the asshole that you just want to see the shit kicked out of. He and Wesley Snipes play well off of each other because they just can't stand each other. And if you met Ron Perlman, you probably would feel the same way. Wesley's great as Blade. Chris Christopherson, like I said in the last video, is the best character because he's this old man that you do not want to fuck with. He has his quips. He has his grumpy old man lines. He can still kick ass. And now that Scud is in the picture, he feels replaced, so he is jealous. He doesn't like Scud. He doesn't trust Scud, but eventually they start working together, and it becomes a good relationship for a while. Norman Reedus as Scud, he's fine. I don't like how he's always calling Blade B and Whistler W, but he's fine. He's not this brooding, dirty, disgusting, needs to shower type of character that Norman Reedus normally plays, like Daryl in The Walking Dead. He's a good tech guy. He's got some funny lines. He gets in the action. He's really good. I already said Norman Reedus. The head vampire, well, okay, the head vampire, like the head vampire, the old dude, he's just there to look ancient and old and become the bad guy in the end of the movie. You know right away he's gonna betray Blade. Now the group of vampires. I already said Ron Perlman. He's an asshole. You have, I guess you'd say I don't know if Ron Perlman's the leader or not, but then you have I guess it's maybe the second leader or original. I don't know. Can't think of his name. Black actor. He's really, really good. I wish he was in it more. He's really good. He's a good fighter. He's not really charismatic, but you believe him. He's got some gravitas to him. You have the female character, Nisa. She's just there, in my opinion, to look pretty. She's the daughter of the old vampire. It is what it is. Nothing special. The rest of the group is really nothing special. You have the big tattooed face dude with a giant hammer. He's there just to be the brute. You have his lover, which she's there with red hair. That's it. You have the one dude that, I think his name is Chupa, who hates Whistler for some reason. He's just there. You have one other guy who's just there. And then you got Donnie Yen, the silent guy. I think his name Snowball, I think. He's really cool. Great martial arts. Can use a sword. Badass. Wish he was in it longer. And then you have, I guess you would say, the lead protagonist before you find out that the old vampire is the main guy behind all this is, what is his name? I can't think of his name. Jared, I think. Anyways, I like him, this character. First off, he looks cool. I like, again, all these new breed of vampire look alike. I love them. They're super super pale. They got this Nosferatu look. They have a scar down their chin. Their skin is so white you can see the blue veins through. They have the scar down this chin because the concept is this new breed of vampiric type creature. Their jaws will unhinge, kind of like a fucking predator, and it opens up like this giant vagina mouth, and then you have this little tongue that opens up like you always see like these type of killer plant movies, where they have the it opens up and there's like spores that shoot out you. It opens up and then that's what attaches to their victims to suck out the blood. So you have this weird, cool look. He's good, tragic character. He got the backstory. He hates vampires. He wants to destroy all vampires. I like him. He's brutal. He's scary. He's vicious. He can kick ass. The action in this, I think, is better than it is in the first film. Wesley Snipes gets to show off a lot more action, especially that scene after he finds out everybody's betrayed him, which is, Scud betrays him, old timey vampire betrays him, and he's dealing with Ron Perlman. He's kicking the shit out of all these guards, and it's Wesley by himself taking out like 2 dozen of them, hand to hand, kicking them, throwing them. He's got like electric cattle prods and taking them out like that. Does a fucking standing suplex. He's so good. And then I love how he takes out Ron Perlman because, like I said, there's this ongoing rivalry between the two. Ron Perlman thinks he's the best, he's top shit, just like in real life. And Blade sticks a bomb in the back of his head, type of thing, because basically he's just saying, I can kill you anytime I want, type thing. This one-upsmanship. Ron Perlman has taken Blade's sword, and Ron's gonna slice Blade. Blade holds the blade like that. Blade holds the blade, and he's Ron Perlman's so fucking dumb. Ron's holding the sword with one hand. Use two to pull it out, stupid. But Blade holds it like this, pulls the sword away, and whoosh, slices him from the groin all the way through the head, split in half. Great. With the addition of this team now, we get each person has their own action sequence. You have the dude with the hammer beating the shit out of these fucking vampires. He hits one of the vampires' head so hard, the neck breaks. But that doesn't kill them, so you see the vampire get all good. Great battle scene. He gets bit on the neck, and as the vampire's biting and sucking his blood, it's got its fingers like in his back, under his shoulder blades, digging into his body. It's more bloody than it was in the first one. More blood splatters, more open wounds, stuff like that. Donnie Yen kicking ass, doing his martial arts. There's one where he stabs they're called Reapers. Reapers are the new breed of vampires. He stabs a Reaper like in the gut and impales him to the wall, and the Reaper, to get away, pulls himself up the wall as the blade is slicing him down the stomach through the crotch, tears him apart. You see the blood drip out, and he just walks away screaming and screeching. Blade kicks ass. There's a great action sequence where Scud, before he turns on Blade, he's in his I guess you would say his turtle van, lack of a better term. They're trying to get in. The Reapers, they're busting through the windshield. They're all on the roof, and he needs to hotwire the car to get the UV lights. Fries them. Scud is great making these little bombs, these little timers. 10 seconds, and then UV light shoots out. Him and Whistler are working on it, type of thing. That's great. Action's top notch. When Blade first meets this group of vampires who are breaking into their complex. There's a great sword fight between him and the leader, and then him and Nisa. Backlit against all these lights. Looks great. The vampires still look cool when they get stabbed or shot or whatever and then turn into ash. And Blade don't give a fuck in this one. There's one guy he shoots with a silver bullet, and he's already ashing, and he continues to shoot him. He just doesn't fucking care. And what's cool is, like, now with all these UV bombs, the special effects look cool because now the vampires that are killed by that, you have the blue flame. So it really looks cool. When they're in like the underground sewer system and the backlit and the blue shooting down the tunnels, looks awesome. Soundtrack is this typical rap music. Don't really give a shit. I like how these vampires or these Reapers, they're immune to silver. They have the giant vagina mouth. You know what I mean? They obviously they can regenerate. The guy with the broken neck. They must regenerate. Well, vampires can regenerate to begin with, but they have their heart encased in bone, so you can't stab it like that. You have to like go through the side. So that's really cool. Um, Great designs, like I said, Del Toro. That man, he's got a mind when it comes to monsters. So I really like the look of this. Um, the special effects are still kind of wonky in parts during the action sequences, like when Blade is jumping from here to there, getting thrown, stuff like. The CGI looks horrible. I mean, it's not really improved since like the CGI blood effect from Blade 1 that I discussed, but it's still a fun fucking action movie. Um, the movie begins and ends with one guy that gets away. Blade does catch up to that guy, so that was a fun little comedic, I guess you would say, scene. I do like the scene where they're all in the techno club, and Ron Perlman saying, he's talking to one of his guys. He's like, "I can take him out so easy," and he puts the gun. And he's got the laser sight. And it's right on Blade's chest, and then the guy, he's like, he points, and there's a laser right on Ron Perlman, and Blade, not even looking at him, has a gun lower under his arm, pointed at him, just like, "Gotcha, motherfucker." Um, so good. There are some cheesy fucking shit in this movie. Um, Special effects of them flipping around, the flippy shit, as Jim Cornette would say, notwithstanding. There's one scene, Blade kills everybody, Whistler's up on the top of the balcony, he's like, "Hey, you forgot this," or some bullshit, throws him his shades, like he's the fucking Terminator. Stupid. And then, because it happens, so Blade kills everybody. Niece is dying, but since she's the girl, instead of her just whoosh, like everybody, just like Akasha, if you're pretty, you die elegantly. So like Akasha and Queen of the Damned. Um, there's one more I'm thinking of. I can't think of off the top of my head. She wants to see the sunlight. So Blade takes her outside, and he holds her, and she holds his cheek, and he grabs her cheek. Like they're not lovers, but they look like they're gonna fuck type of thing. And then she beautifully just turns into ash slowly, instead of the like the bad guys would, because she's pretty and sensual and blah blah blah. She just stupid. Um, that notwithstanding, Blade 2 surpasses the original. Great performances all around. I love the Reapers. It's a great take on the mythology, the look of something that is a vampire but not a vampire. And like with aliens, you're adding more characters. You're bringing in the Marines type of thing. Yeah, you add more characters to this one. You add more characters to the team. That means you get more action. Great action sequences, even by the characters that are just there for fodder. Big Hammer Dude, Donnie Yen, excuse me. The chick who I said was the lover of the big Hammer Dude, she's got a cool death. Reaper's chasing her. She opens up like the manhole and lets like the sunlight in, fries her, but then fries the Reaper. So that's cool. They all have a purpose except for the first guy that dies. He doesn't really do anything, but he's got a cool death because light shines on him, and half of his face is not in the light, so his body turns into ash except for like half of his face and the eyes still blinking. That's kind of a cool, creepy, disgusting Del Toro thing. Yeah, Blade 1 was great. Blade 2 is damn near perfect for an action movie, I guess you would say. So, highly recommend it. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Click the bell. Do you like Blade 2? Have you seen it? Am I wrong in saying it's better than Part 1? Am I right? Do you not give a shit? Coming up, let's see here. Blade Trinity, Punisher Warzone, some of the Sony Spider-Man universe, and some TV movies thrown in there, and some X-Men stuff. If I got time for any more, we'll see. Like I said, card subject to change. But yep, that's what's planned for Marvelous May. And then there's an actor, Robert Lasardo. He sent me a screener of his movie American Trash. I'll get to that soon. It's really cool that an actor actually sent me their movie and wants me to review it. So that's it. Blah blah blah. It's late. Cheers.